Hey guys, I don't care what sport you watch. This is where the best information is. Today we deconstruct the dangerous narrative of house money surrounding Drake Maye and the New England Patriots ahead of Super Bowl 60. We analyze why psychological comfort is a tactical disadvantage in high-leverage quarterback play.
We're on to the next one. We're on to the freaking next one.
How is this group going to find a way to win one more game?
What a freaking football team you guys are. What a football team, man. We're the freaking Seahawks. Let's go.
That's right. We are counting down to Super Bowl 60 on Sunday. You're looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. So beautiful. The scene here in San Francisco as the Seahawks are getting ready to take on the Patriots. That right there is right behind us. That is the Ferry Building, by the way. Excellent coffee in there. And these are the fans right behind us as well. The sun is just coming up here in San Francisco. But heck, we are 2 days away from Sunday, so they are up early and ready to watch some First Take. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to First Take as we are live from San Francisco. Going into this season, many would have been surprised to see Drake Maye end up as one of the final two quarterbacks left standing. But after a near MVP season, the 23-year-old second-year quarterback is about to become the second youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl behind only Dan Marino. Earlier this week, Stephen A. made the case for Maye playing with house money on Sunday, and some disagreed. Listen to this. You think Drake Maye's playing with house money, Dio?
Absolutely not. And that's an outrageous statement for a person that has made a living talking about sports and players and capitalizing on moments. One, Dan Marino made it at 23, never got back. Jared Goff made it at 24, hasn't been back. Joe Burrow made it at 25, hasn't been back. Cam Newton made it at 26, never got back. Steve McNair made it at 26, never got back. How many opportunities are you actually going to get to win the Super Bowl?
Cam, your name was mentioned in there. Go ahead. Who you agree with? House money for Drake Maye, or do you agree with Dan?
Dan. I got to go with Dan. But let's state the facts here. If Drake Maye is able to find a way to win this Super Bowl, to Ryan's point, you now are propelled to an expectation that not a lot of people ever reached this early. He's exceeded expectation this early in his career. He's only in year 2. But at the same time, coming from experience, I would have betted my right arm if somebody would have told me the night I lost the Super Bowl, would I ever be back to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I would have told them, absolutely I would.
Yeah.
That's just not how things work. That's not how this league works. And the understanding to think that the following year, you don't just get to start in the Super Bowl. You start over, and next year is a new year. So to the point of he's playing with house money, yes, but it still is a time that you have to, conquer what most would not think you to do.
Well, I mean, you two guys went to one. I never went to one. I didn't sniff it. I was enjoying the festivities while I was getting ready for a game.
Eating finger food.
Yeah, I was chilling. Like, man, you know what? I hope RC ball tonight. Here's the thing for me, man. Like, house money in the NFL, to me, is not a real thing. You should be ashamed of yourself down there, number one, for saying that. You done told the Dallas Cowboys ass up every year I've been on this television, and you know how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl. Did you say that?
Did I say what? That
Drake Maye playing with house money.
Yes, he did.
So did I.
Let me ask you a question.
Why?
Hold on, no. Don't go to him yet. Stay right here.
Okay.
The nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated goal that you would spew out of your mouth on national television. Talk about I should be ashamed of myself. First of all, you lost the argument when you brought up, I said Drake Maye is playing with house money in the Super Bowl, and then you mentioned the Cowboys in the same sentence. Because it wasn't about no Super Bowl with y'all.
No.
Because you ain't never been to one in 30 years.
That's the point.
That's the reality.
That's the point.
All right, well, he's here.
That's the point.
He's here. The only time Dallas Cowboy has been here is when it's a former player or some product they promoting. The fact of the matter is,
Did you say this under the prism that he would get back if he didn't win it? Because that's my understanding.
No. I said it under the prism that if he doesn't play up to snuff this year in this game, it's not going to sit up there and irreparably damage him like that. That's what I was saying.
Okay. Well, that's a different conversation. If you were talking about it's just a given, it's a given that he'll be back in the Super Bowl.
I was
okay.
saying that.
All right. Well, I apologize. I apologize.
Oh,
All right. I apologize. Because if you're talking about the individual performance, we're having a different conversation.
Because of anything.
Well, when they put a damn graphic up there, you're playing with house money. What the hell you think I'm thinking?
Stop with the apology.
Is that here, and I had this conversation with Dan yesterday. I said this last week when I was on with Cam and Stephen A. And here's my thing. He's walking in, and he doesn't have to put $1 on the table, and he can leave with the entire casino. When Drake,
as an individual.
As an individual.
I got you.
That's my thing. And no, it doesn't just mean you're going to get back. Think about this. When I walked off of the field in 2011 at AT&T Stadium, Aaron Rodgers had just won his first Super Bowl.
Yep.
You couldn't have told anybody watching that game with as well as Aaron Rodgers played that he'd never get back again.
Yep.
You couldn't have told me that the Pittsburgh Steelers that had been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, 3 Super Bowls in 6 years, who's returning everybody else, would never get back to a Super Bowl. Or that Mike Tomlin would never be in another one after that time. I get that. I get how hard it is to get there, and it's even harder to win it. Drake Maye individually is ahead of schedule. Drake Maye individually has taken the team that only won 8 games in the 2 previous years and made them a division winner. He's made them a Super Bowl team.
Yep.
So what I'm saying for him, we are going to see him at a certain level and feel a certain way about him when he comes out of this game, unless something catastrophic happens in this game that changes the way we view his football character.
Listen, like I said, I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I agree. Because Drake Maye doesn't have to be the story of this game in order to still be a part of something that's going to carry the rest of the way. I was under the impression we was talking about it's a given he going to get back because he's in the second year as a quarterback.
First off, because
Cam, what impression were you under?
Man, you just
okay. I'm just saying because you and I agree. Listen, I can understand that from a practical thought, right? Like you would think for all, just like if Jayden Daniels would have made it, right? House money, not supposed to be here, underdog, year ahead of schedule. I get all of that.
Look where it is now.
I was just thinking about for a team and the rest of his career. I got you.
Obviously, house money can insinuate that you would expect to
him to be back in this.
How this league works. It's no guarantee.
Right. He's only 23 years old. He's the second youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl. We'll see what happens on Sunday. We got a very special guest coming up next, though. We got 2 ABC Saturday NBA games first this week, though. Absolutely loaded with stars. KD and the Rockets are in OKC taking on the Thunder at 3:30 Eastern. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, LeBron and the Lakers will host the Warriors. NBA Countdown tips off our coverage at 3 Eastern.
You see how easy it was for me to apologize?
That was really cute. I loved that for you guys. Coming up, wasn't that long ago, Sam Darnold could have been considered a bust. Now he is 1 win away from a very exclusive club. What would a Super Bowl win mean for his legacy? We will discuss. But first, the morning is about to get a whole lot better. Who is that?
Clean.
Coach Prime is here. We got a lot of questions for him. Deion Sanders is going to join the set of First Take next as we are live from San Francisco ahead of Super Bowl 60.
The debate surrounding Drake Maye entering Super Bowl 60 under the guise of house money presents a fundamental misunderstanding of competitive windows in the National Football League. From a tactical and analytical perspective, the concept of house money is a fallacy that often leads to schematic failure. When we examine the historical data of quarterbacks who reached the Super Bowl early in their careers, names like Dan Marino, Cam Newton, Jared Goff, and Joe Burrow, the trend is statistically alarming. The assumption that a young quarterback will inevitably return to this stage ignores the volatility of roster construction, salary cap implications, and the league's defensive evolution. Tactically, viewing a championship game as a free roll introduces a psychological variable that negatively impacts decision-making mechanics. In a film room environment, urgency is a prerequisite for precision. Quarterbacks operating without the absolute fear of failure often display subtle regressions in footwork and progression timing. Against a sophisticated Seahawks defense, any hesitation or looseness in Drake Maye's delivery caused by a lack of supreme urgency will result in turnover-worthy plays. The Patriots' offensive architecture relies on strict adherence to timing and rhythm. A house money mindset encourages off-structure improvisation, which, while occasionally spectacular, is not a sustainable model for 4 quarters of Super Bowl football. Furthermore, the strategic burden on a second-year quarterback is immense. The defensive coordinators facing Maye will disguise coverages to exploit his relative inexperience. If the offensive game plan is built around the idea that just being here is a win, the play calling tends to become conservative, limiting the explosive variance needed to defeat an elite opponent. We must look at the leverage points, third down efficiency, and red zone conversion rates. These are metrics driven by hyperfocus and situational awareness. A quarterback who believes he has nothing to lose often takes unnecessary risks into double coverage, or, conversely, checks down too early to avoid mistakes. The optimal tactical mindset is one of desperate execution. Maye needs to process the field with the understanding that this may be his only opportunity, forcing a level of preparation and in-game adjustments that a relaxed approach cannot replicate. The trajectory of a franchise is often altered by the outcome of these specific games. A loss here does not guarantee a return trip. It often signals the beginning of a regression, as defensive coordinators across the league acquire more tape on the quarterback's tendencies. Therefore, the coaching staff must reject the house money narrative entirely. They must scheme aggressive concepts early, play action shots, complex route combinations, to force Maye into a rhythm of high-stakes execution. The mental approach must mirror the tactical reality. The window is open now, and it closes immediately after the final whistle. There is no future assurance in the NFL, only the current drive and the current read.